gonna be a good time. It's a small town. Throw down this time.
All right. Hey, y'all, welcome to the show again this week. Week 4, boys.
Week 4.
Moving
Flying
along.
by, it's flying by.
It is. It's moving along fast. I tell you, it's been a fast 4 weeks. But how'd you do this week, Law?
It was a terrible week for me. I went 0-3. I'm just now starting to get out of the depression stage. It's been a rough week.
I understand. So no barking this week, then? Huh?
No,
Okay.
I'm keeping quiet this week.
Not even a murr.
No,
Okay.
not even a purr.
A purr. How about you, Smash?
I'm not doing too well. I'm struggling. I'm in the same boat as him. I think it might be this side of the room. I think it might be the problem.
What the heck, guys? We're supposed to be the experts here.
I know. I know.
Well, I can't talk. I did 2 and 3, so. Tiger, I know you did better than that.
I'm riding hot hand right now. Started week 1 was 0-3.
Yeah.
I've won 2 out of 3 last 2 weeks, so we're trending upward. So it's looking good.
Oh, good. Oh, good. Big E.
Well, I don't want to toot my own horn or anything, but
Oh, yeah, there's a shot.
2-0 ain't never looked so good. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I beat both of you two this weekend, but that was a good win for me in my program. I made a good trade last week, and it's really starting to pay off. Made a couple of good pickups, and hey, I couldn't be happier, really. I think I got a swamp this week, and I'm just looking to lay it on him, really.
All right. Well, since you got the floor, let's just go ahead and just give me your player bust of the week last week.
Well, I believe if I had to take the player bust of the week, I'm going to have to go with Matt Stafford. This past week he put up 4.64 points, fantasy points there. He had 246 yards passing with 2 interceptions and a fumble. He was projected 20 plus points, and to only show up and get 4.64, that can be depressing. And if you had him on your team, you had a loss, I'm sure.
By the way, he is a member of the Law Dogs.
Yeah.
And
That explains some of the heartache.
appreciate it, Stafford. Thanks a lot, buddy.
Well, he hurt me too, because I got Calvin Johnson. So,
All work together.
Well, I tell you, if you look at some of these scores this week, I mean, there was some low scores in our leagues, and I know some teams just absolutely 100% laid an egg and just did not perform well at all. And Pat, do you have one for us, buddy?
I do. And I don't want to, add salt to the wound here, but I'm going to read a little quote from last week's show. Little bro, I'm sorry, but you went from first to worst. You put up a pitiful 66 points this week. After last week, you were leading scorer in the league with 147 points. You stunk it up this week. Well,
I remember that quote.
Law Dog, karma's come full circle this week.
I deserve it. I deserve it.
You one-upped your brother, quite literally. You posted a even more pitiful 65 points this week.
It was. It's sad.
And also was the leading scorer last week. and was first place.
I believe he's dropped down to like
Next segment.
67. I believe he's dropped on down like 67.
So, I hate it for you, buddy.
Well, he'll bounce back, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
Believe
speaking of
that.
scores, give me those reports you ran a while ago.
We had some close games this week in both leagues. First game was Can't Beat Me, and worse than Cowboys. We had Can't Beat Me pulled it out 118.80 to 117.62, which is a fairly close game.
Oh, yeah.
But the closest game was the Great White Hype, 84.16 against Stuck on Revis Island, 84.22. So we're looking at .06 was the difference.
I think both of those are leaders too, stuck on.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's 1 and 2.
So that would have been.
But that's probably one of the closest games that we've had as far as the league. But I tell you, it just those extra points come in handy. I mean, just an extra point will win the game for you. For
That's the
Great
difference between PPR and standard too.
Might have been a tie.
It'd been a
Right.
tie. Yep.
So-
Yep.
White. Never know.
That's true. Well, I'll give me one of these hot players. I know you got one for me.
I'm going to go with the man Kirk Cousins. Taking over for the injury-prone RG3. This week they had a shootout, Philadelphia. He threw for 427 yards and 3 touchdowns. So with him coming off the bench, I'm gonna go with him for my player of the week.
Well, that's good.
I was impressed with the way he played.
He
Yeah,
played
he went
very
off.
well. He did. He
Not
went
bad for a waiver wire pickup.
Not at all. Not at all. Well, we have a new segment this time, boys. By popular demand, folks. Everybody at the plant's been asking about this. You know, we did the show last year and had our, excuse me, Come On Man Award. So I think we need to bring it back. And I'll just start off with it first. Well, this is going to be our Come On Man Awards part of the show right here. And I'm going to start off with Swamp People's roster. Have you guys seen this thing?
I don't like to look at it.
How pathetic it is.
Does he even pay attention to
I'll
what's
be
going
honest, I
on?
like to look at it. I like to look at it whenever I'm playing against it.
Exactly.
That's nice.
We got 3 quarterbacks. We got Cam Newton, Blake Bortles, and we got the RG3
You need 3 quarterbacks.
Yeah, you do.
for a 1 quarterback league.
Yeah, you need 3 quarterbacks.
Yeah. And then look at this other stuff in here. I'm seeing, you know, Pierre Garcon's all right. Victor Cruz, he's only done 1 sausage dance all year long so far. And I tell you what, boy, this is pretty pathetic. And Mitch could do better than this. And that's my Come On, Man! Give me one, Law.
I'm gonna go with 50 Shades. Even though he put a beat down on me this week, he did start a player that did not play. He started Roddy White, who did not play. So even though he did put a beat down on me, my
Come on, man!
goes out to 50 Shades this week.
Oh, how about you, Smash?
I'm gonna go with the Great White Hype playing Washington Redskins defense against Philadelphia. I mean, you know, and they come up with 2 points. I
One of
mean,
the hottest offenses out
right?
there.
You got to look at the offense and what you're playing. I mean, there's so many teams out there he could have picked up against
Yeah.
whoever's playing Jacksonville. Play that defense.
Exactly.
I mean, you know, come on. I mean, the Great White Hype needs to really
Use
look
your
at his
head, man.
defenses. That's my.
Come on, man!
Go ahead.
Give me one, E.
I'm going to have to go with defense, the same line Smash there. I'm going to have to go with the Panthers defense. First 2 weeks they put up double digits fantasy points. This week they laid a big egg. 1 point from our Carolina Panthers defense. So I'm going to have to go with that for my
Come on, man!
I'm
All
going
right,
to have to
Tyler.
go with old Super Cam. Throughout all of fantasy football, you do not drop a top 5, well not top 5 overall, but within the first 5 rounds, you just do not drop that player. If you took him in the first 5 rounds, he's undroppable, unless he's hurt. Super Cam dropped Keenan Allen, the #1 receiver for the San Diego Chargers, 1,000-yard receiver last year, dropped outright for James Jones. Come on, man.
Come on, man!
Man.
Good lordy. Oh, look. All right, we'll be back at you here in a little bit. We'll take a commercial break. We'll see you in a few.
7 married 3.
7 married 3. Back, folks. We're going to move into our Coors Light move of the week this week. I'm going to let Mr. Smash take care of this one for us.
Well, I'm gonna go along with what Pat was saying. I'm gonna give it to you this week.
Well, thank
Yes,
you.
sir, for picking up Keenan
Well,
Allen.
thank
off the
you.
wire. So, like Pat said, Super Cam. I mean, that was just a bad move, and you were the benefactor from it. And I mean, that's well deserving in the Coors Light game. My move of the week.
Well, thank you. You'll see a raise in your paycheck this week.
Thank you.
You're quite welcome.
Let me throw something out there, though.
Okay.
On that note, you know, we got a group chat here, and old Rowdy, snake in the grass, he hated
He
on
lied to every one of us.
We talked about, you know,
Dirtiest move in fantasy
yeah,
football.
who has the top waiver? Randy said, "Who cares? He sucks."
Then picks him up. You know, quite frankly, it wouldn't. It really do him some justice to Keenan Allen. You know, I don't wish no injuries on nobody.
Well, easy now, I got him in another league.
You know, just for the fact that he pulled that on everybody, I think that, you know, if he would just show up, maybe get him 2 or 3 points for the next couple games before he actually does start going off, I think that'd really set him up straight.
Don't be jealous of my defensive coaching abilities.
Big karma, right?
It's karma.
Hey folks, this week's Agree to Disagree. Me and my fella over here come up with the topic of Carolina Panthers missing Steve Smith and him coming back home this coming up weekend for a big game.
That he is.
You know, I think he thinks that Steve Smith's going to be, you know, something that Carolina's going to really have to dwell on as far as losing. I feel like Carolina will be fine, personally.
I think they're going to have another repeat of the Sunday night. They're going to get stomped.
I don't think that's going to be the
And
case.
it's going to be from Steve Smith.
I mean, if you think about it, just look at the statistics here. Kelvin Benjamin, he's got three NFL games in his hands right now, and he's already putting out numbers that Steve Smith was putting out. Maybe not at the volume of every single game, but you know he's got two touchdowns this past year. This past week he had 23 fantasy points. He had a touchdown with like 150 yards passing, catching, reception. So I think we having KB in the wideout, I think it's going to be good for the Carolina Panthers.
I don't know about those stats there, but I got Steve Smith stats here, and he had 18 catches so far this season for 290 yards and one touchdown.
He's a veteran. He is a veteran, a seasoned veteran.
Now, he was washed up, according to the Carolina Panthers, and he couldn't play.
Well,
He's
look,
gone down to Baltimore,
here's the thing.
and he's all but taken over the number one wideout position on that team, making Torrey Smith obsolete, number one drop player.
Look, I can't disagree with the fact that Steve Smith's not a good player. Carolina will be fine without him.
Carolina will be icing up after the game.
Listen, I believe if I had to make one last impact statement here, I'm going to say this.
I'm going to make one last
Carolina running backs are out. That's just it. Hopefully D'Angelo will come
That's
back.
Steve Smith.
Hopefully D'Angelo will come back. With that being said, they're going to have to throw the ball. Kelvin Benjamin's going to get it.
Come on, baby. Got Steve Smith here on the phone. He already heard what you said. Tell him what you said.
I ain't got time for this.
All right, Steve. We'll talk to you next week. I'll bring the ice. Back to the set.
Welcome back to the show, folks, and it's time for our Coors Light Game of the Week. I tell you what, boys, I've been looking here on the list of both leagues. This is the time I got to do the Tall Boy Up crew. Because last time I did all my rowdy friends, so I got to do Tall Boy Up. And I cannot think of a better lineup to choose this week. I got to go with the White Boys, White Lightning, and Law Dog. Let me hear that bark! There you go. That's what I'm talking about. I tell you what, though, Law.
Get fired up.
I tell you, you're gonna have to, buddy. You know your little brothers beat you both times last year.
Did you have to bring that up?
No, I'm getting to the point here. You know, but
I do.
yeah, you
I
do. And he's projected to beat you this year.
I got some key players out. I don't know if Arian Foster's going to play this week or not. He's still on the fence. I didn't even know he wasn't going to play last week. But also Demarius Thomas, which of course he hadn't really produced that much this year. He's out also on a bye week. So I've had to plug in some holes. It should be an interesting week.
Well, I hope so, because I tell you, I'm going against the so-called experts, because I am
That's
the
what
expert.
I like to hear.
And I'm going to go for my Law Dog here. Law Dog, I'm going for you, Game of the Week, Coors Light Game of the Week winner.
I can't lose with that.
And I'm going to tell you the reason why I'm going for it. Not because I like you or anything.
But I always like my boys in Navy with the uniforms on, with the hats and the badges, especially if they're guns. Yeah, I gotta go with Law Dog. I'm going Law Dog all the way. Yes, sir, Law Dog.
That's my Coors Light Game of the Week winner.
All right, all of us here at Tall Boy Up crew. See you next time.
Shoulders hunger. Somebody said them.